G'day guys, Wearman here, welcome back to the workshop. We are continuing rolls where we're going to just keep ploughing through these. We're recording a bunch of them at once so that you guys can get the gist as we go. We're here again with Adam.
Yay!
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 See how I mentioned you this time, buddy? Nice? Oh dear. So we're going to do skirmishes this time.
Which is not what I thought it was. Taryn has now educated me on what a skirmisher is as far as BattleTech's concerned. So
I think as far as the law in BattleTech and the gist of their rulings is what a skirmisher is.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not here to lay down any laws to anybody. These are just things that are in the books that are like they kind of make sense. But sometimes when you look at master unit lists, they just don't make sense. Like the javelin thing, it doesn't make sense for that to be well, it kind of does make sense for it to be a striker if you balance it with other strikers and it's not trying to do indirect fire, it's just putting longer range fire on things, sort of thing. Yes. But we'll get into that when we do strikers. Skirmishers. Skirmishers are, for official variant here, skirmishers are fast with adequate or even heavy armor. Their flexibility to rely on both speed and armor for defense can give skirmishers the ability to take a great deal of incoming fire, but they usually prefer not to have to sit still to hold an objective or to deliver accurate fire. Skirmishers are often commanders of lighter strikers, can provide a flanking threat when paired with slower brawlers or juggernauts, or are massed with other skirmishers as a heavy cavalry formation. The Wolverine and Dragon are examples of skirmishers.
Plus a couple of others that I found that are a bit
Plus a couple
weird.
others that you found. Well,
not weird, but yeah.
The Pursuit Lance is one that holds for skirmisher for the ideal role. 75% of the units in the formation receive the Bloodstalker special ability, which is pretty cool. These are a combination of speed and offensive power that can be difficult to ignore. Formations originally designed as scout hunters, intended to chase down recon units with enough firepower to cripple or destroy them. They've also come to be used for recon in force operations, where mobility is more critical than firepower. So that's kind of cool. I think there was one... Yeah, so one of the cavalry lancers actually has skirmisher, I think. Yeah, so the ranger lance has skirmisher as the ideal role. They're trained for combat in special terrain, favouring heavy cover or terrain that would hinder the other forces' movements. And you get the terrain master.
Oh, that's handy.
Thing. So that's like a light striker cavalry lance. So striker and cavalry lances are... Usually, if you don't go by the ideal role, they'll have a requirement for a certain number of skirmishers or strikers. So they mix it up a bit in those faster, but still reasonably armored and can still do a reasonable amount of damage, but they can still move pretty quick, sort of thing. So they can all move as a big group and kind of do that. And like it said in the thing, they often get to be the commander of strikers. So the strikers will all go out in a group, and this guy is in a skirmisher and he'll keep up with them. He's able to keep up with them and provide command situations and heavier firepower sort of thing, which is cool. I had a look, and some honourable mentions need to go to one, the Wolverine, which was mentioned there as an example. There are actually 21 variants of the Wolverine that count as skirmishers.
Well, there you go. Made for the role.
Yeah, the Wolverine is a really good mech.
It is.
It's a really good mech. It's one of the better zombie mechs from the original 3025 stuff, I reckon. He can take a butt ton of punishment and just keep going. They don't give up. They just keep going. The Madcap has a few variants in there. The Marauder also. The Victor has 16 different variants.
Yeah, that surprised me. But it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got its 80 tons and it's got a higher speed.
Yeah.
Normally, and a jump jet capability.
That's what do we got there? The 10L is listed as a skirmisher. It's a 464.
Yeah.
So you see with the brawlers, some of them were down to 3.5s instead of 4.6s, but most of the ones that are listed as skirmishers will be 4.6s. So they've got just that little bit of extra speed.
Yeah. But it's good. Yeah, the Victor's actually pretty good. There are some variants that are better than others, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that one's got a Gauss rifle, for God's sake.
Yeah. That's M6. Yeah, medium lasers.
Yeah. It still counts as a skirmisher. It's a skirmisher. It's running around and like pinging the edges of things, taking out the occasional damaged mech from like behind or whatever. They can move around and kind of do those flanking maneuvers.
Yeah.
That's still a skirmisher, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's got a Gauss rifle as well. They're all just Gauss rifle variants. What am I doing?
A couple of medium lasers, SRM4.
Not bad. Not bad at all. And the other honourable mention to the ones that are like not usually mentioned was the Ost variants. So the Ostrock and the Ostsol.
Yeah.
If you look on Master Unit List and bring up Skirmisher and then you start scrolling down, you hit a point where it just goes Ostrock, Ostsol, Ostrock, Ostsol.
Ostrock,
And I like, where are they? There's heaps of them.
Yeah.
But they were basically built to be skirmishers.
Yeah.
That was their intended role. So it's, yeah.
I can't imagine there'd be a shortage of skirmisher roles, I'd imagine, because it's pretty useful.
Skirmisher is one of the bigger ones for mechs, I think. There's 800 and... I didn't do my usual
There was
thing.
a lot, 820 or 850 or something.
865.
65.
It's very mech heavy, this one. There's 865 BattleMechs,
Yeah.
variants of BattleMechs. Like I say, there's 21 different variants just of the Wolverine. So, yeah, this is variants, not actual units. There's 40 combat vehicles, 3 infantry units, and 1 ProtoMech. The 3 infantry units are all the Rhino battle armor, and I have no idea why he's in there. I think it's the armor thing, maybe, but I don't know why he's there. The ProtoMech is the Rock Z variant. There's actually some quite cool light battle tanks and stealth tanks and things like that in the combat vehicles.
There's some interesting tanks in there. I've got a couple.
Oh, okay.
About,
yep.
so if you want to start.
I didn't write down any combat vehicles, so if you've got a combat vehicle you want to discuss, buddy, you go for it. What have you got?
Let's make our way to the Free Worlds League, all right? And we're going to be having a look at the Morningstar City Command vehicle. So just put in Morningstar, you should be able to find it on there.
City Command vehicle. Okay, standard.
All right.
He is listed as a skirmisher. He's
Yep,
a
it is a
5.8
skirmisher.
wheel.
Now, I was looking at this one and said, why is this a skirmisher? But it makes sense of everything we've talked about. Okay?
Wow, I want one.
It is actually pretty good. So the Free Worlds League wanted a command vehicle for city engagements, all right?
Yeah.
And so they needed something that's going to be able to defend itself plus provide outward support for units.
Okay.
It has 3 machine guns. All right, there's basically on each side, front, right side, left side, and it has a standard AC-10 on the turret, linked to a targeting computer, which is quite handy.
Which is very cool.
Now, even though the AC-10 is probably a little bit antiquated, they picked that one because they wanted to use special ammo.
Yeah.
Okay.
The standard ones can use special ammo. You got 2 tons there.
You've
so
got
you can
2
split
tons.
that between
Yeah.
2 of whatever you want. You can take AP or precision. Precision's a nice one.
It is. So you'll get less shots with those, so keep in mind. But 20 shots for an AC-10 is pretty good. It also has the capacity to carry troops. So there's a disembark door at the back, so 4 tons. So we can have conventional infantry, you can have battle armor. Battle armor is very nice because if you're getting swamped with infantry, you just send those guys out and they'll take care of business in no time. Does come with a see-through master system, which is really nice. So you can coordinate your, as you were just saying earlier, so you'll have like a skirmisher that can keep up with the brawlers or the strikers. So you pair up strikers with, they're talking about the Minion Hover, which was also developed by them around the same time to coordinate with this one. So it's a very light, fast,
Oh, yeah.
fast unit with a couple of medium pulse lasers and the slave, C3 slave.
914, 2 medium pulse on the front, and a C3 slave.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's very, very, very fast.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing
is
I was
nice.
trying to pull off with our C3 battle.
Yeah.
With our hovercraft battle was like, but have a command vehicle with like lots of little vehicles that give it the targeting information. I like that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So with the Morningstar, having that AC-10 gives it a bit of range and it can threaten. It wasn't designed to be a sort of the front line because it's a rear defense sort of unit. So it's rear thing. So you pair it up, keep it at the back end with your like your heavier units and have some support around. But it can go out further if it needs to because it has its defense, it has the troops. You know, the targeting computer makes it very accurate. It's really nice. But with that tech is really good. It's quite a nice tank, and they needed it. They needed something like that. It's wheeled. It seems to do a good job. It's I think 4.6, but it's or 5.8 or something. 5.8.
Yeah, they're 5.8 wheeled.
Yeah, so they put an really XL engine so they could basically save some.
There's a company command variant there too that's got two C3 Masters.
Two C3 Masters.
They downgrade to an AC-5 and only 1 ton of ammo, but there's two C3 Masters in there.
And it still can carry the troops, so, you know.
Yeah, it's still got the troops. And the targeting computer and the ECM, it gets an ECM. I don't think the standard will have an ECM. No. So it's got two C3 Masters and an ECM, and it's still got the targeting computer and the troops. But that's your company command vehicle. That is your... Like, we were having trouble thinking of units that have two C3 Masters.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many that have more than two C3 Masters, but there you go.
There isn't, because you wouldn't use them. So, about 9.5 tons of armor, which is, adequate for where it's supposed to be deployed and what it's supposed to do. But I just find it to be quite an interesting unit, and it's 736 BV. Now, if you're talking like a lance-on-lance game, I don't know. I mean, if you tried those minions, you could try that force out. But it is more for a larger scale. And if you do play like company level or something like that, this would be really useful, I think.
Well, the company level, the company command one is only 680 BV.
Yeah.
If you pair that with C3 using mechs,
swarms of minions.
if you pair it with mechs and like one or two of those little minion hovercraft, then you've got all of that connected into one, and you are using targeting information all routed through this guy who sits at the back and like maybe monitors like, I don't know, indirect fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
But the master system has the built-in tag. So if you start using your artillery and stuff like that, or your homing missiles,
and with a 5.8 and 144 tons of armor on the standard, and slightly more on the 144 on the double master as well. That's actually pretty good. There's a variant that drops the machine guns and stuff and ammo to get a large laser instead. I don't think it drops anything. I don't see how that is possible. Oh, no, it drops the C3 Monster. It hasn't got the master anymore,
but it has a large
got the
laser
targeting computer. It gets a large laser and no machine guns, just the AC-10 and a large laser.
Yeah, but that's still pretty useful, and the troop capacity.
Yeah.
So you can convert it to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more of a combat tank or whatever. That's kind of cool.
Yep, there you go. There's even a variant that has a mobile hyperpulse generator, which is cool. That one's not listed as anything. Some of them in Mega Mech Lab, they don't have a role listed, so you have to kind of look somewhere else. But that's instead of all the junk, it's just got 3 mag shot with some ammo and a mobile hyperpulse generator with a 6-ton trooper bay. That's pretty cool. I still like the company command level. Ooh, what are you? That's a mech. There's a mech called Morningstar.
Yes,
I like that one.
but it's a
That's
nice
very
tank,
cool.
yeah, and it looks pretty cool as well. You know, it's if you sort of have a look for a picture of it, it's quite good.
We'll just do the city command on Mercy unit list. It will come up at some point. For some reason, it doesn't like doing stuff.
It's like doing stuff, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
He's funky.
So 8 wheels per side. The front 2 can turn. It's got it's got the machine guns on it, and the front and the side.
And a
little
nice
radar
big
dish
turret.
on top
Yeah.
there on the turret. Targeted computer, maybe, I don't know, their version of it. But it is, yeah, it looks like a heavily armoured sort of urban vehicle. And it's good they went with the wheels because, you know, it's not going to be damaging the roads and things as much because that's the thing. And it's much better for a city environment.
Wow,
But-
$8 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of advanced tech in there, so
Yeah,
that's
there
what
is.
you're paying for. But 60 tons is fairly heavy, you know. So in a city environment with bridges and things like that, you might have to sort of plan around. But it's not designed to be on its own, really. It works. It works with others.
It's supposed to be integrating that C3 into other things. If you haven't got any other C3 units, then there's no point taking it because it won't be used.
Yeah. So send the minions. They're a lot lighter. They can go over water and whatever. So
I
that's that one I saw. I thought that was
I did actually go through the C3 like additional BV cost thing in the tech manual. Can't be bothered with it. Never use it. Don't care. Not gonna.
fair enough.
I'm like, no. I've never done that. I just no. Just no. Because there's other stuff as well. Like with tag, you're supposed to adjust your BV if you've got tag based on how many tons of
whether you can
semi-guided
use
missiles
it.
you've got.
Yeah.
So it's just like nah. There's no point taking something with tag if you haven't got something that's semi-guided or artillery, and there's no point taking something with C3 if you haven't got other C3.
Oh,
so
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
you know. I wanted to mention the Kintaro as far as BattleMech goes, because I quite like the Kintaro. I don't know if it's well loved out there or anything. I don't know, but I actually quite like the Kintaro. I think the princess in the Harebrained Schemes one, I think she runs a Kintaro. I can't remember now. Have you played any of those missions? No. Okay.
Sorry. No.
It's all good. I'm not sure because yeah. There's half a dozen, maybe 8 variants of the Kintaro that count as a skirmisher. So the 20 is the standard by the looks of things. But the 18 is listed here under introductory, so we'll have a look at that one. It's 1100 BV, 55 tons. It's a 5.8. It's got 176 points of armor out of 185, which isn't that's
okay.
Pretty damn good.
Okay, that's not bad.
But it's all missiles all the way. There's 2 medium lasers in the arms, but each arm also has a missile rack. The left arm... Oh, no. The left arm has 2 missile racks, one SR6 and one LR5, with the medium laser in the left arm. The right arm has a medium laser, and then the right torso and the center torso have another SRM6 each.
Oh, okay.
It is a solid little mech,
That's,
I reckon.
That's a lot of missiles.
Yep. It is...
Oh, that's sure. Infernos would be pretty useful there.
The little overview thing at the bottom of Mega Mech Lab is basically what you would find probably in Sana, but it was built around the NARC system.
Yeah.
So it's 2792, so this is Starleague tech when they had the NARC beacon back then. So you would have all of that ammo for SRMs and LRMs. So there's 3 tons of SRM6 ammo and 1 of LRM5. And they'd all be NARC capable if you could. Right, in this introductory box set model, the 18, it doesn't list them as that, but
No.
the Starleague variant would have NARC capable stuff, and it was built around using the NARC beacon to put all of those missiles way more, make them way more effective.
Yeah.
that +2 cluster for the SR6s and the indirect fire with no spotter for the LRM5s, or +2 cluster, whichever you want to do. It's pretty good. Some of the more advanced ones, I think the 20 has the NARC capable ammo. I think the 20 is basically the same. I don't know, slightly different. So large laser and 2 medium lasers, and then just 2 SR6s and an LRM5. But these are all basically counting as skirmishers.
Yeah.
The B is the Royal variant, right? I'm pretty sure they do them as a Royal variant, yeah. So this is the one she was probably rocking, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's full coverage ferrofibrous armor. It's still a 5.8, 10 double heat sinks, LRM-15 with 2 tons of NARC capable, 2 SRM-6s with 2 tons of NARC capable ammo, 2 medium lasers, and a NARC beacon with 2 tons of ammo, and then case in the torsos with all the ammo in it. So that is not only setting up its friends with NARC capable ammo, but it is setting itself up with those SRM-6s, and if it can get away with a 5.8, it can bring indirect fire down with no spotter. They're really good. This is one of the ones that I use a lot when I'm trying to do like the missile stuff. I like to get these ones with NARC capable ammo in them because there's just so much of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know if the C is listed as well as a skirmisher. Look at that. So it's a 5.8. Oh yeah, it's just with a C3 slave. So medium laser, large laser, 2 6s and LRM5, 2 tons for the SRs and 5 for the LR, and then a C3 slave.
C3 slave. Hello.
Yeah. But you can also still make them NARC capable if you want to, instead of using the C3 slave to do, because you're getting in closer with those SRMs anyway. So you're still feeding information in, but you can NARC capable them and do that if you wanted to. It's a good unit, I think. I quite like it. I think it's cool. That one's got an INARC, so the 21 version has an INARC. 3 tons of ammo, 2 6s with INARC capable ammo, and then 2 ER medium lasers. And K is usually Curitan. Yeah, so they put jump jets on it. 5.5.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. That is a solid maneuver. That's very solid maneuverability. It's still got pretty close to full coverage on its armor, but it's gone to streak 6s, so it can't use the NARC beacons.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But 2 streak 6s is pretty damn cool with a 5.85 unit and 3 ER medium lasers.
That's got plenty of that.
Yeah, and a C3 slave.
Whoa.
I like these. Almost every Kintaro variant is useful in some situation.
Well, that's the most expensive one. BV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's nearly 1,600. The average is about 1,200, 1,300.
Yeah, 11, 12, 1,300. They'll cap out, but that one goes up, spikes up to 1,500. Okay. But I mean, 2 streak 6s and a C3 slave. You're bunching you, and the ER medium lasers aren't cheap either.
No,
and you've made it a 5.85, so it's like, yeah. But I don't know. I've used the Kintaro a few times, and I quite like it. I used it in the Hairbrain Schemes thing, and I quite like it. I think it's a good mech. It isn't useful in every single situation because, despite having good solid armor coverage, it can still be breached, and it's got a very ammo heavy build in pretty much every variant. So you've got running out of ammo, you've got explosions, you've got all that sort of stuff that always happens to me anyway. So, you know, it's not one that you take if you are faint of heart. You are going to have one explode on you at some point, like a trebuchet. It will just blow up. But I think they're good. Have you got any mechs?
No mechs, but I can go back to a tank.
Give me another tank, buddy.
I was looking at another tank. I believe this one is a Lyran design.
Ooh, that's going to have big shoes.
May have been done in cohorts with the Davians at the time. I'm trying to remember. The Mantefel tank.
Oh, man.
Mantefel.
I think that was the spelling. No, I buggered it up. Okay. Let's go back to master unit list and check the spelling on that. It's I think I've seen this one around. Double F. Oh, of course it's double F. Man, too.
So I should have more.
Yeah, you got to put more emphasis on the. It's like if you're Welsh, you have to do the. Man,
Such a romantic language.
too. Sucky bugger. All right, yeah, no, this is a cool one.
And it's sexy.
Very, very nice looking. Very nice looking.
So this one, it is a later year one.
Yeah,
We're looking about 30,
60
60 something or whatever. So more Terrans look at that. So this is an inner sphere design, as I said, 86 k's an hour. So we're looking at like a 5.8 for a tracked 70 tons, which is quite nice. So this is an Omni, which is another reason why I like it.
It's an Omni too, so that makes it cool.
So primary configuration has the rotary 5. It's got 3 ER medium lasers, a Guardian ECM, and a C3 slave, which I really, really, really like. You're looking at about 1,500 for the standard one, and you pay a little bit extra for slave if you have one to hook up.
Yeah.
But 10 single heat sinks, which is enough from the fusion engine to cover the ER medium lasers.
206 points of ferrofibrous.
Plus the extra. They've got enough there.
They got enough there, yeah.
Enough.
3 tons for the Rack 5 too. That's good solid ammo. And the rotary ack, if it jams, the vehicles can unhook it in a single turn, I'm pretty sure, without a roll. I think I remember that.
It must have more heat sinks.
What's that?
I think that info's a bit wrong, because 3 ER medium lasers, they're 5 heat each.
Yeah, it doesn't...
It might be doubles.
Doesn't actually list heat sinks in the thing. There's 15 heat sinks here.
Yeah, okay. You can't. I don't think you can take doubles on vehicles. I think
you can only take singles.
Singles, yeah. So that makes more sense.
Yeah,
but that is what the primary has.
So they've
got rack 5 on a turret, and you've got the ER mediums.
They've got 5 tons of mass allocated to heat sinks here. So they've got a fusion engine.
Yeah, it's a fusion.
Yeah.
So you're paying a little bit more, but I mean a 70-ton tank, it is quite good. But if you have a look at some of the other variants, they're quite scary as well.
So the A and the B were both listed here as skirmishers. So let's have a look at them. Let it just adjust itself to the A. There we go. So still a 5.8 tracked, still 206. Whoa! He changes it up a little, doesn't he?
You like that?
So you got your turret has an Ultra Act 20. You got 2 medium lasers on the front and an ER small laser on the front as well. And there's 5 tons of ammo for the Ultra Act 20, and a C3 slave, and it can carry battle armor and all that sort of stuff as usual. But yeah, it's switching up to an Ultra Act 20. That's just nasty. But see, I'd prefer the Rack 5 because it's just you can unjam it.
You can unjam it, but you'd have to roll a 2 on this one if you're going to double tap.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that. But it's me.
Yeah.
And the B has seriously amped up. So he's got the heavy Gauss rifle.
Yeah.
In the front.
It's yummy.
So he can only fire that front. I think there's a thing about them only being able to fire it front at some point. I can't remember now. I think you can't move and fire the heavy Gauss at the same time, or is that just mechs?
If you do with a mech, you have to do a piloting or something.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that.
Not sure about the vehicles, but I don't think it would apply
for that.
No. So there's 16 rounds, 4 tons for the heavy Gauss rifle, but that's a lot of damage going down range.
Yeah.
Seriously. Wow. I like that.
But it's good. But I like the Prime. The Prime is pretty good. I mean, it's the most expensive of all of them, but we're only talking like bugger all
Well,
overall BV.
the A and the B are 1480 and 1490 something each.
Yeah.
So there's only like 10, 15 points in it max.
Yeah.
So that's nothing.
But
I would take the B. It costs slightly less and it's got a heavy gauss.
Yeah, but I mean, a Rack 5 with
Rack
3
5.
ER medium lasers on a turret in a city fighting environment. It's got some decent speed, good armor and stuff.
Yeah,
I like it. I think it's a good tank.
that's a very good tank. I like that a lot. Is there any others in there? Oh, the
looks really good.
Hexareme HQ hovercraft was one I saw that looked kind of cool. Demon tank. The bowler stealth tank is a nice little tank.
Yeah. The Demon's been around forever. It's a Starlink.
Oh, okay. There's a couple of hover tanks down towards the bottom end, and there's the Giggins.
Giggins!
I just chuckle every time I say Giggins.
Hi, pilot a Giggins!
Giggins! Sensible now, Taryn. Jeez. So I've got another. Well, I'm going to point out that there are 10 variants of the Pariah, the Septicemia one that I brought up. Was it the Sniper? No. Which one did I bring up the Septicemia in? I can't remember now.
We've mentioned it a couple of times because it's a nice mech.
Oh, it's a good one.
Really cool.
Yeah, but there's 10 variants of the Pariah that are counted as skirmishers because it's got a solid move, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah. And jump capable, I think it was.
Yeah, so I think it's a 585, but don't quote me
For the Prime. So you're looking at the Prime first.
That's the Sniper there. That's probably where I brought it up. It's a 5.8. 5.8. And I think there's a variant with added jump jets. Is it 55 tons?
It is.
P. 55 tons P. Where are you? So the B, BZ, the C, the CZ.
The D, the E.
Yeah, so this is a 587, the B variant.
Oh.
Listed as a skirmisher.
Very late years, though. 37.
Yeah,
it's all 37.
All of these are society. These are society mechs, and they're all very late timeline and high end stuff. They don't mess around in society ones. So that's all pulse technology, 2 large and 3 small, all linked to a targeting computer, which is just insane. That's a -3 to every shot, basically.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Or you can take a +3 and then -2 and just group everything in 1 point. If you feel like aiming your shots. Oh wow! That's a long list.
Oh, that's huge.
Holy crap!
Septicemia C, was that on the list there?
It is listed as a skirmisher. Yeah, it's gone back to 5.8.
Yeah.
It dropped the jump jets. 172 armor points still, but he's got 4 medium pulse lasers, 2 plasma cannons, 2, 4, 6, 8 AP Gauss rifles, 4 machine guns linked to arrays in each torso. So 8 machine guns altogether, split into 2 arrays of 4.
And 2 plasma cannons.
And 2 plasma cannons.
Wow.
There's 2 tons of ammo for the plasma cannons. There's 1 for the anti-personnel rifles, and there's a ½ ton for the machine guns. Good lord!
And you can carry battle armor.
And he's Omni, so he can carry battle armor. That's just insane. The D has gone 5A5. Still a skirmisher. Still got the same armor. Ultra Act 20, ER PPC, and 3 ER smalls with a targeting computer.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice unit. It looks good. It's cool. I really like the story arc for those guys as well.
I'm warming to the society guys more and more. I reckon they're cool. I like some of their stuff, but this Pariah is just clinching the deal for me.
Yeah,
some of
it's
these
nice.
variants are just insanely cool.
It's got the speed, armor's adequate. It could do a lot of damage depending on which variant.
Depending on which variant you take, it can really, really, really hurt people. Some of them are really good. I'm going to have to get like a list of society mechs and just go through them and have a look, because some of them are really, really cool. But I just wanted to say for those of you, because it might have been Derek actually that mentioned that he liked the Septicemia, but it was like, I think that was the one they said it was the most misleading picture of a mech or something like that.
Of that variant.
So that variant was like, that one doesn't have all those barrels, but the picture is fairly bog standard, which you obviously know, but it's still funny to look at. Yes. Now, I saw this one and I went, you know what? Stuff it, I'm putting that in my list. The bonsai. Bonsai!
Bonsai!
Not bonsai as in the plants, bonsai as in the Cold War or whatever it is. Yes.
Or celebration or whatever it is.
We are happy. We are celebrating. Yay. The BNZX is the experimental mixed technology monster built on a Marauder chassis.
Okay.
There's quite a few Marauders in the Skirmisher variants as well, by the looks of things. It's a 4.6.10. So he's got the mask system there.
4.6.10.
Yeah, not jump. 4.6 brackets 10.
10
for the mask.
Oh, that's right.
Not 10 jump. No, he's got a mask system, so he can move quite fast. But it's based on the Marauder chassis, and you guys will probably know roughly what a Marauder looks like. But there's 2 large clan pulse lasers, 2 medium clan pulse lasers, and 1 ER small clan laser. He also has a large vibro blade in his left arm. Oh, it's mask and a supercharger.
Oh, I was going to say
it'd have supercharger.
Yeah,
I was wondering that myself, because the mask shouldn't give him that much, but add the supercharger in, and that does it.
Those burn out, don't they? Superchargers?
Yeah. I think they're one of the ones that are similar. If you use them too often, they have a spaz or something like that. Yeah. But I just thought that was pretty cool. I think there's a variant of that. It might possibly be this one that has a booby trap in it. So it's basically just a last ditch. One, to stop the enemy getting your unit, and 2, to try and damage them when you know your unit is going to die. I think it was this one. It might have been. Might have been one of the other ones I was looking at.
It's a very mean thing.
This is one with a booby trap. It's not listed on there, like on the thing. I don't think they wanted to put it in there or whatever, or maybe it's listed somewhere else. There may be some people
not listed on.
It's in Sana.
Oh, it's Sana.
Not listed in Mega Mech Lab as having a booby trap.
Okay.
That I can find. It might be somewhere other than weapons and equipment, but I don't see why it would be. But it's listed as having a booby trap, which is basically the... I'm pretty sure this is the Draconis Combine. Yeah. All experimental stuff, all stuff that they didn't want falling into enemy hands, so they gave them the ultimate spoil sport device to say, well, I'm going to eject, it's going to blow up. It'll hopefully damage some of you in the process, but it's not going to be available for you to salvage and experiment. So they didn't want people getting them. Vibro blade, the masks, the superchargers, all the clan weaponry. They didn't want anybody getting all that stuff, so they stuck a booby trap in it.
Nice.
Which is cool. I quite like that. I thought that was funky. It's equipped with full head ejection.
Nice. Booby trap's not on the head, is it?
No, I'm pretty sure they'd put that in the center torso for you, buddy.
Floor.
Yeah,
it can only go in the head.
it's in the head, and you're ejecting with the full.
God,
we messed it up.
Yes,
it's fireworks for you leaving. Boom. But I quite like that because the Marauder is a really good one, and vibroblades are funky. If you haven't seen the rules for vibroblades, just scroll back through our back catalogue. You'll probably find it there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a way to search through the videos. Just do that. It should be in the description. It's that, or at least the text.
At least the text, yeah, somewhere. The only other one I wanted to mention was, again, it's not. I mean, there's the Gladiator has like 9 or 10 variants. There's Marauders and Marauder 2s. Oh, excuse me, I've given myself the hiccups.
I like the Yu Huang.
The Yu Wang, yeah.
Yu Huang, yeah. It's always, I've always liked it. Ever since it first sort of came out in the technical readouts. I think it was 3060 or something.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
It's 90 tons, but there's 4 of them listed as skirmishers.
It's a bit of a brute. It is designed for city combat.
It's
definitely.
Yeah. What's a variant they've got there? The 9G. Let's have a look at the 9G. Yeah, so it's a 464. It's a 90 tonner that's 464.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah, it does have an XL engine, so
which you know,
but endo steel
and almost full coverage of armor.
Yeah, decent
like
armor.
7 points off full
Have
coverage.
a look at its weapons, Tez.
So ERPPC, medium pulse laser, 2 normal medium lasers, an LB20X, and an LRM10. It's got you coming and going. It's got you when you get close in. It's got you when you're trying to run away.
Yep.
It's just a beast.
It's got really good anti-air.
Anti-air, anti-vehicle.
Indirect fire capability.
Yeah.
Long range, high damage.
The pulse laser even gives it pretty good anti-infantry.
Oh.
I mean, it's
medium sort of does.
I think it gives you like an extra D6 or something for the infantry.
Yeah. Oh, I'll still take it.
Still take a pulse laser over a normal medium laser, but I mean, a 90-ton mech with 464. You look at something like an Awesome with, I mean, it's a 3.5, isn't it? The Awesome.
Yes.
It's got more armor, I think. It's a lighter mech by like 10 tons, and it moves less.
But it's just got a bit of this and a bit of that, It's got good.
Yeah.
You can shoot at range, but in the city, you add kicking to that.
The 11G is a nice one. Plasma rifle, medium pulse, 2 mediums, or 2 plasma rifles, and 2 MML5s. With a couple of tons. There's 1 ton of SRM, 1 ton of LRM.
That's nice.
Very nice.
Still jump?
Still jump. 464. Is the 10G listed? Yeah, the 10G is listed as well. That's a skirmisher too. Still 464 with a Gauss rifle, of course.
ER large. Wow, look at those medium
ER
lasers.
large and then 246 ER mediums. How many heats? 16 doubles for the heat sinks.
Okay.
There's some really good variants.
Yeah.
Active Probe
nice.
ECM suite. Very cool.
It looks really cool too.
Yeah.
It's very Chinese themed and stuff.
Yeah. We already mentioned the Victor. There's a bunch of variants for the Victor. It was Phoenix Hawks and Shadow Hawks, I think there was a few, but the Man of War, the Gargoyle for the clans, he's got quite a few skirmisher ones.
Oh, yeah.
Which the size of it, the 80 tons, you wouldn't think, but yeah, no,
Well,
he goes.
He's 5'8".
Yeah, he rolls.
He's really So he sacrifices some armor, but it's still got a good weapon loadouts for some of them. They're crazy.
Yeah. Now this one, which is probably going to be the last one I talk about, unless you've got some more, it might even be our last one total, is called the Violator. And I only picked it up because it's called the Violator.
It's like, gee, that seems a bit...
I'm looking at it and I'm going, Violator, I want to see what that is. Every time I see that, it goes back to...
45 tons, though.
Yeah, Spawn.
Spawn.
Isn't the little clown guy who turns into the Violator? Isn't that his name in the thing? I think it is. It's an old movie, guys. Don't even worry about it.
Don't kick a puppy.
But it's a 45 ton. It's only 900-ish BV in both variants, but it originally started as a Solaris mech. So all of its variants carry a drill arm, a claw and a mining drill.
Wow. Okay.
which is just cool. I like that. And hence Violator. Violator. I'll show you the picture on Sana there. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't he cool?
Sure.
So they've all got the mining drill and a claw on the other arm.
We've talked about those in some of our other videos. You can look those up.
So the standard variant is the U1, VTU1. It's 928 BV2. It's got 2 MRM-10s, a mining drill, and a claw. And there's 2 tons of ammo for the MRM.
It's the Apollo MRM,
Yeah,
which I
it's
think
got
doesn't have the penalty.
Apollo fire control system, which knocks out the penalty for that. But I think it gives you a...
It gives you a bonus on your...
does it give you a bonus or a penalty?
It gives you a penalty, I think,
on your cluster.
The number that hits, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's got the rules in Sana. I think it does. No, it doesn't.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's still more prone to miss the target than other missiles. Yeah. So you still get the cluster problems, but you have the...
you might have a negative on your roll.
Yeah, the negative for the to hit is not there anymore.
No, that's
All
right.
the
That's really
MRMs
good.
have a +1.
Yeah.
Which, if you have the fire control system, you don't get. But I think you lose cluster, which sucks. But there you go. Such is life. I just thought, well, every variant has the claw and a mining drill. That variant, the U3, has 2 SR6s and an LRM5. It's not like heavily armored or anything. It's got solid armor, 144 out of 153, but it's a 5.8 with an armored cockpit in this one. Look at that.
Armored cockpit.
Armored cockpit.
Nice.
I wonder if it had an armored cockpit. Yeah, it did. Armored cockpit. That's where some of the tonnage went.
Yeah. Well, that's acceptable spendage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dead set. I'd take them. I'm thinking of taking them next time we have a build your own mech thing.
Solaris Bash.
Which, once we finish these, a nice big arena battle, I think, will be a good cleanser.
No bigger arena than the sky, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got aerospace to do, don't we? But yeah, it was a Solaris unit that people are using in, like, combat, which I thought was kind of cool. And I like the name, Violator.
And the fact that you're probably the only mech on the field with a drill. Come here. Oh, no.
Grab them by the face of the claw and jam the drill up under their chin. Meanwhile, I've got an armoured cockpit, so that's cool.
Pretend you're Optimus Prime. Die, Decepticon.
No, these are all like high-end yearage and high-end tech. So yeah, you have to be a little bit advanced on if you're going to play these guys. But
basically anything that can threaten a flank, that can do a fair bit of damage,
solid
but
damage,
stays mobile. Its combat form is mobility.
It needs to be able to soak up a bit, but not as much as a Juggernaut or a Brawler. It needs to be able to dish out a bit, but not as much as a Juggernaut or a Brawler. And it needs to be able to move quite fast, but not as necessarily as fast as a Striker or a Scout.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then you've got that in between, which is your Skirmisher. And I quite like them, and there's a lot of variants there. 800 plus BattleMechs that you can choose from.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of options there for a cavalry lance of skirmishers, and just run them around and keep hitting people.
If you can have something with like a 5.85, that's pretty good.
Yeah, especially something that's like larger even with a 4.64. That's still decent.
Oh yeah, that'll be all right.
You get a 90-ton mech with 4.64 and a decent amount of armor and damage, and if he's trying to flank you, you are scared. I don't care. If those Victors are coming around the side of you, you're in. But yeah, there's so many Gauss rifles. It's not good. And the Kintaro, I quite like that for this sort of thing. Again, they're not meant to be getting into main battle stuff. In a game, they will. They'll get in there and they'll do stuff. But lore-wise, I think technically they're supposed to be used as flanking units and coming in and taking hits of opportunity and getting that sort of thing. They're not meant to be like directly taking incoming fire. They're meant to be dodging and weaving and doing damage and doing that sort of stuff. It's like they're not standing still and taking really good aim shots. They're pinging missiles at people while they run past.
Yeah.
And tanking hits as they go. I reckon they're cool.
I think they protect your flanks and things like that.
That sort of stuff, yeah.
That's the way to go.
If you're doing a eventually I want to go through some scout mission stuff, and one of the things that I'm looking at is the scouts meeting up with a part of the enemy force, and what sort of stuff would you meet if you're a scout going against an enemy force? It would most likely be skirmishers or other scouts, because they're the ones that are doing the outrider stuff. They're out on the flanks, making, like, protecting and taking targets of opportunity and that sort of thing. It's very cool. Very cool. I think we've only got strikers left, depending on what order these go in, of course. But yeah, that was skirmishers. I think we're done.
That's good. It gives you an idea of what sort of units to look for. So not necessarily light. You want something that's going to be able to take a bit of a hit and stay mobile and whatever.
Stay mobile, dish a bit out, and yeah, very, very cool mechs. Some of the really good ones are in there. Like I say, the Wolverine slaps. He's just great.
There are some that are designed for it.
And are really, really good at it.
Yeah, they are really good at it, and then should be considered.
Yeah, but we're going to go move on from there. He's got his finger over the stop button, so I will say you guys stay groovy, and we'll see you in the next one. Push that stop button.
Bye.
Bye.